advice can you give on managing the in-laws relationships? Sometimes, one, like me and my mother might be very close, and I might seek advice from her or ask her counsel on certain things,
Yes.
and my wife may not be comfortable with that, or the vice versa. She may just have a problem she's going through with me and talk to her mom about it, and generally where to draw lines about those types of things, privacy, how much you disclose, what to include them in, and so on. Can you give us some suggestions around that? Is that, do you want to add anything to it?
I agree. I think that just finding that boundary and that fine line of
the in-laws.
The in-laws, primarily our parents, right? Because we feel very close to our parents and
Of course.
want to share with them certain things because they give good nasiha, right?
Of course.
The only thing that we have to understand here is we are the couple. We are the married couple. And there are certain things that have to remain within I'm going to use somebody else's line, the circle of trust. It's us. There's certain, us as a couple, we know everything about each other. Everything, pretty much everything. She knows, your wife, she knows about you things that even your mom does not know about you. And you know about her things that she couldn't even share with her mom. Private things, intimate things, really. So there are certain things that they're sacred between you two. Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran when He talks about, this mithaq, ghalid, mithaq. Mithaq means a bond, a strong bond. Allah mentions that 3 times in the Quran. Twice with regard to Bani Israel, and once with regard to marriage, just to show you the secrecy of this mithaq, of this bond. And this bond is made up in the heaven. You guys are married, and this bond was made by Allah Azza wa Jalla in the heaven. So, there's certain, in this relationship, it's a sacred relationship. There are certain things that even within my mom, my dad, there's certain things that cannot go to outside of the circle of trust. So what are the things that I can share with my parents and not with my parents? These are the things that you need to make decisions on certain things. What she likes and what she doesn't like, what you like and what you don't like. And you should be happy, man, if your wife is a very good friend to your mom. I tell you that. If she is a good friend with your mom, mashallah, tabarakallah, I think that solves lots of your problems and issues. So here's the thing. You have a good relationship, of course, with your parents, and she has good relationships with her parents. Maybe there's certain times where she wants to go and spend her Eid with her parents, and they say, well, I want to spend Eid with my parents too. How can we do this? I can share something with you personally. With my own family, we just decided, okay, so this Eid I did with my parents, next Eid we'll do with your parents. So here, give and take. This Eid, she said, okay, next Eid, inshallah, it's your parents. So we go to her, because we come from 2 different towns. So let's say Eid al-Fitr, we go to my parents and we spend, with my parents and whatnot. Eid al-Adha, we go spend it with her parents. So that, I'm just giving you an example. I'm not telling you this is what you should do. All I'm saying is how to compromise, how to work things out. Eventually it's not, again, put in the gloves. No, I've been doing this for thousands of years. Eid, it has to be with my parents. And you are the wife, you got to follow. Or I'm going to punch, That's not going to work. That's not, you're breaking the marriage. This is how can we make a compromise that everybody's happy. You're happy, she's happy, and the in-laws are happy. And I'm sure when your parents see you happy, for your happiness, they would want, whatever decision you make, they will accept it. That, alhamdulillah, both of your parents live in the same town.
Yeah.
You should not have that
Easier to
issue.
balance.
Well, there's sometimes there's cultural baggage, right?
Yes, I understand.
For example, we didn't have this problem, but I know some couples, friends of ours, for example, after they have a child, baby's born, new mother with new baby, her place of comfort is with her mom and her mom's home, and may want to stay there for a few days.
Yeah.
But because of some cultural limitations or rules, the guy staying at his mother-in-law's house is somehow, I don't know, unacceptable. I don't know I don't understand that one, but it's like a pride thing, That's an example of a cultural thing.
Yeah, this is something that has to be discussed between the husband and the wife. We have to have a discussion. We have to have an agreement. And she has to understand my country, if you remember, where I come from. I come from this controlled country, right, where things are very limited, things are done certain ways. That does not mean if I come from that country, I cannot change. Please don't misunderstand that, because although I come from that country, but I'm open for change. I'm flexible. I'm going to try things. Why? Because I want this relationship to flourish, to succeed, right? Because if I just say, I want my country and I'm going to defend my country, that, you know what I'm saying here? I'm saying I'm conditional love. I'm saying it's my way or the highway, but that's not what marriage is all about. Marriage is about compromise. Marriage is about sacrifice. Marriage is more about ihsan, you, rather than me. That's what ihsan is, because there's a difference between justice and ihsan. Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan. Allah ordains justice and ihsan. Justice is when you give people their right and you take yours. This is justice. I'm just. I give you your right and I take mine. Ihsan is when I give you more than you deserve and I take less. And Allah loves that more. So it's up to you, it's your choice. But remember, the law of attraction and the law of energy, whatever you give, Allah Azza wa Jalla will give that back to you in abundance. So you need to make that decision, but an agreement, a dialogue, so that we can talk about, Eid. We're going to talk about our plan. We're going to talk about Hajj. We're going to talk about this trip, upcoming trip. How are we going to manage this? How are we going to manage our parents? How are we going to manage the culture? Like you said, the garbage. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the garbage you said?
Baggage.
The baggage. It is maybe garbage. We talk about this beforehand so that, I'm ready. Listen, I come from this place where it's uncomfortable for me to stay, for 2 days or whatnot, sleeping and whatnot. But make that sacrifice as well, so that when I see my partner making that sacrifice, I have no other choice but to make sacrifice too. Giving, right? I give and I take, This is how it is. Don't just pull, because you will break eventually. Pull and let go. Pull and let go. May Allah bless your marriage.